Hey everybody, what's up fam? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Now before I begin, I want to say that this video is directed to Americans only, and if you live in the United States and you live in a state where you can legally carry and own an air gun or paintball gun, then this video is for you. If you live in a state where you can't own or possess legally a air gun or paintball gun, then you may want to skip over this video. You're not going to find it interesting whatsoever. So about a month or two ago, I was going to upload a video on why I don't recommend an air/paintball gun for self-defense. A lot of things happened which caused me to put this topic on the back burner while I covered other important news and current events. But now that things have calmed down and Christmas is right around the corner, I thought that I would seize the opportunity to discuss this air gun with you. Last November, I created a video where I was sharing self-defense techniques and weapons with my subscribers who lived here in America. And linked to that video, which is titled, "Let's Discuss Basic Self-Defense Method," is available in the description box below. In that video, I suggested that people who had problems with owning or using a real semi-automatic handgun to use a paintball gun filled with pepper balls instead. Well, my opinion has changed, and I will explain how and why. When I spoke about the paintball gun, I was speaking from a point of view of a renter, not an owner of a CO2 pistol or rifle. However, thanks to my subscribers Katydid and Pea Shooter, I am now the owner of this Tippmann TIPX .68 caliber paintball gun. So let me explain the gun to you and actually show you what it looks like. So here we have it right here. As you can see, it looks like a real gun actually, and it's a little heavier than my other guns, but still it's beautifully made, and actually it looks lifelike, so I do like that. It has a metal trigger, and it also has clips. The only thing, it only holds 7 balls, and here's one where it's filled up with 7 paintballs, by the way, and this is what the paintballs look like, excuse me. This is what they look like there. It's basically a beautiful air gun, and I like the look of it, and I like the feel of it as well. But let me tell you my main problem with this air gun, and it's basically this, the CO2 cartridge. You see, in order for this gun to shoot these balls, it needs this cartridge to supply it the air. Some people call it gas. And if it's defective, or if it doesn't, if it doesn't puncture the nipple properly or deeply, then you're going to be shit out of luck, and this gun is not going to work, and it's not going to shoot out these balls. And so basically, if you use this for self-defense and this cartridge is defective, or it's not working, or the air is not properly being fed into the gun, then what is your backup? What are you going to use as your plan B? And this is the reason why I can't recommend this gun for self-defense. And this was a shocking surprise, because I thought that all cartridges were created the same. I thought that especially if I bought a quality cartridge like this, that it will work without a problem. Well, no, sometimes I got a defective one. Sometimes I got one that just would just not allow to get punctured at all. And if it did puncture, it wasn't puncturing all the way through, and therefore the air was was so, I guess you could say that it was not enough air to go through the gun to even fire off the ball. And this is a problem because one of the things that I want to mention about this gun is that if you put the cartridge in here, and I'm going to do that now, I'm going to be a little nervous about it, but I'm still do it because I'm hoping it won't fail on me because it has done that several times. It doesn't actually puncture inside, it doesn't puncture the nipple until you pull the trigger. You just have to pull the trigger one time and it will release a pin to puncture the nipple of the cartridge. Now, this is the thing is that it's just a hit and miss, and I don't know if it will work all the time. When it does work, it's great. When it doesn't, it's a problem. So if you are on the side of the road and let's say, for instance, somebody want to come up and carjack you because you're on the phone, or you are involved in some kind of road rage and that person approach you and you want to use this as a self-defense, well, if you pull the trigger and nothing happens, and that person actually have a real gun and they can't tell that this is a paintball gun. All they think is that you just have a misfire. They're going to use their real gun against this gun. And so, yeah, that's the thing. I just don't feel comfortable recommending this for self-defense because of that factor that this has a high percentage of malfunctioning versus a real gun. So, let's go ahead and put this is an old cartridge, so I'm going to actually put a new cartridge in there and let's hope this works. Put you down here and see, I don't think you can see this, but as you can see, this is brand new. It's not punctured at all. And so what you do is you take this part here off. And you put the nipple down towards the trigger. And then you put that in there. There. So it's sealed. Now, the gun is not live yet because I haven't pulled the trigger. Once I pull this trigger one time, it's supposed to puncture the cartridge and be able to supply enough air so that these balls can shoot out of this barrel. Now I have a target behind this camera. You don't see it right now, but I'm going to do I'm not going to shoot actual real balls right now, but I just want you to hear how it sounds when you use it inside your home. It's totally different versus using a real gun. So here we go. I'm going to pull the trigger. Let me just show you. All right, did you hear that? That was air. Okay, so let's see if it works. Okay, great, it's working. And that's how it sounds. It's not loud, it doesn't startle you. Basically, if you can hear this is something you can use in your home without people calling the cops. So as you can see, this was just air I shot out of it. And I'm not gonna, I may do a video of me actually shooting real balls, but we'll see how that turns out. I may show you how I do drills in my home. But basically, now we have this cartridge. Now here's the thing. This cartridge works fine, but you have to use it within a matter of, a day or two? And also, this one, from my experience, this one cartridge only works for no more than 2.5 let me see, not 2.5. Let's see, clips or magazines. Excuse me, magazines. I know it's not a clip. It's not a clip. Okay, so you can use it for 2.5 magazines. So we're talking about anywhere from 18 paintballs. Okay, so, and you can't, just because it's punctured and it's working, doesn't mean you can store it away and you pick it up 2 weeks later and you use it and it's going to work. The air will leak out by then and it's no good. So this is what I'm talking about. if I'm gonna probably use this once I leave from here, and I'll probably go out in my backyard and basically practice shooting the trees and until the cylinder has run out of the air. Now, even though I don't recommend this gun for self-defense, let me tell you something. I love this gun for running drills in my home. Many of you don't know this, but when I found out that my actual private information was on socialautopsy.com, and I did not know when Candace Owens was going to release the site, and she was just refusing at that time to basically take the site down. I was very scared and very paranoid that while I was sleeping, that my docs will be released and people were going to come to my home. So therefore, I used this gun actually for live firing when I was running drills in my home. Now, don't laugh, but I know you guys are going to give me, I know my real gun owners are going to clown me, but I'm sorry, this is really going to work. So let me just show you what I've done. Let me put the safety on. Here's the safety here, and just put the safety on, even though there's no bullets, you know, safety first. So I would create targets, and I would strategically place them throughout my home. And what I used was a wooden plank. Sometimes I would use a light stand, and this was my target, okay? Now, I actually own about 4 of these. These are pillows, foam pillows. They're very good for the paintballs. And what I would do is I would put the plank in between here, and you have a bungee cord, and you can have actually a rope. You can use rope if you want to. I hope I'm not hitting my mic. You can use rope if you want to, and I have bungee cords, and I put the plank in between there and have it sitting up, or I'll have it leaned across. It just depends. And this is the best thing about these pillows. Because the foam is so hard here, what I would do is I would place a cantaloupe or a pumpkin right here. Now let me just say this. If you place a cantaloupe, sometimes the cantaloupe will move if you're shooting your target. As you can see, I made this myself. You can get some construction paper, or you can actually use a live target like this, which I don't want to use this because you can't use a fruit as the head. And so with here, I draw my own construction papers. It's really cheap to buy, and I just use a magic marker, and then I put the fruit here. And you can draw a face on the fruit if you want. But what I've learned is that the cantaloupe, sometimes when you're hitting your target here, it will shake the cantaloupe, and sometimes the cantaloupe, which is the head, will fall off. So I would use tape to keep that on. But pumpkins, I've noticed that no matter how many times you shoot the target, the pumpkin will, small pumpkins, not the really big pumpkins. So we're talking about the miniature pumpkins or the baby pumpkins. You put that right here on top, and it will stay put. And so basically, I would practice shooting the fruit, sometimes first, it just depends, and then I would practice with the rest of the target. And I will have this by the door. I will have this by the windows. I would also place it on the floor and have it hiding behind the couch and even in my closet. And let me tell you something, it's so fun. And what's holding this here is tape. Let me just show you guys. So I have tape here, and what I do is I put the bungee cord or the rope behind here first, and then I put the tape here. So, and just basically having about 4 to 5 of these strategically placed throughout your house. When you're running drills, it really is fun. I ended up having a ball in my home when I was actually running drills in my home for the just in case, okay? So yeah, you can do that, because see, like right now I'm on a budget and I can't buy bullets to shoot at the shooting range, because I'm saving money in order to repair some things in my home, as well as now I'm saving some money in addition to you guys' donations to get my car fixed because it was hit by a deer. So therefore I can't spend money on things like bullets to go to the firing range. So basically this is the cheapest way. These things, first of all, I have so many of these, it's ridiculous. It's gonna take me about, if I was to practice running drills in my house every day, I would say I have enough of these paintballs to last me for the next 2 months. And we're talking about something that cost me under $10. So trust me, this is, when it comes to a budget and you want to still practice your drills and you want to still practice being accurate when shooting, this is a great alternative. Now, even though I no longer recommend this for a self-defense weapon, and like I said, if they can take care of this problem, I definitely would recommend this, but I still recommend buying this paintball gun, and let me tell you why. This gun is similar to my own semi-automatic handguns, and this is great for new shooters. You have some shooters who feel a little skittish about owning a deadly weapon like a real semi-automatic handgun. They are very intimidated by it, and this will help them get over that hump. Some new shooters feel uncomfortable handling a real gun, and this is very comfortable to handle. It actually feels like a real gun. It looks like a real gun, and it shoots like one. I mean, it has sights here. They're very accurate, by the way. And when you get comfortable using this gun and you're having fun running drills in your home, like I said, you can't use a real gun in your home, okay? The things I've done with this gun, I couldn't do with my real guns. So shooting with this turned into something that I thought that was going to be stressful, actually relieve stress, and it was a lot of fun. And if you're having fun while you're learning to be more accurate with your targets here, you're going to be more inclined to go to a shooting range and use a real gun. And so I think this is an excellent gun for new shooters. This is not a real gun, so it's not going to have a loud sound. Let me take the safety off here and show you. It's not loud. And you don't have to have ear protection on when you shoot it, but definitely have your eye protection on. And so when you shoot this, that's just how loud it sounds. And you can have this going throughout your entire house without somebody calling the police on your ass. So basically, if you definitely use this as drills around the home, make sure you always have your eye protection on, some kind of glasses. But as you can see, this didn't help. This did not hurt my ears whatsoever. So you want to keep that in mind when you're running drills in your home. And also, if you are a new shooter, that sound did not intimidate you like a real gun would. Another reason why I recommend this gun is because, believe it or not, some people have a problem shooting people who wish to do them bodily harm. To where if you're a woman, believe it or not, we have women like this who they feel uncomfortable shooting someone who wants to rape them or kill them, or maybe both. And so this gets you over that real quick. One of the things that me and Katie talked about is that when you're using a paintball gun and you are actually shooting other people, it gets you over that fear, like, I don't want to hurt them, I just want to stop them. And I need people to understand that when you use a real gun, you're not shooting to kill, you're shooting to stop. I need you to understand that you are stopping the threat. You are not shooting to kill anyone, you're shooting to stop them from attacking you or raping you or killing you, okay? So when you start using this on other people for fun, and make sure they're consenting to it, you will realize that it's not a big deal to shoot someone who intends to basically rape or kill you. And I think that's something that a lot of people are skittish about, oh, I don't want to shoot someone. But I recommend that you go to a paintball gun park, and they will suit you up with protective gear. And they're more likely going to give you a rifle and not a semi-auto handgun. And therefore, when you're actually shooting other people and you realize how fun it is, you get over that fear of actually shooting someone. And so this gives you that courage to know that you're going to shoot an intruder who illegally broke into your home to rape or kill you, and therefore you're shooting to stop, not shooting to kill. Please keep that in mind, and this will help you get over that. So in conclusion, do I recommend this air gun slash paintball gun for self-defense? No, only because this is not reliable. If there was a way of making these cartridges reliable, and you're not dealing with a hit and miss, then absolutely this would be an excellent option for self-defense, an excellent alternative to a semi-automatic handgun, a real one, okay? Now, would I recommend buying an air gun or rifle for new shooters and those who want to run drills in their home? Absolutely. I had a ball running drills in my home, and it was really great to just go and create different scenarios and different situations that I thought I may encounter if an intruder broke into my home who wished to do some bodily harm towards me. And it also gave me confidence of how accurate I was with my shots. Like I said, when you have fruit here and you have the rest of this, oh, excuse me, I'm messing up my mic. And you have this basically my target. Okay, this is a target I haven't used already, but I will place it back to where I had it. It basically gives you confidence, and it helps with your accuracy. And this is what I love about having a air gun, is because you're actually live firing in your home. Something you can't do with a real gun. I mean, you can, but do you really want the drama that comes with that? And do you want to damage your home in the process? And so, like I said, the only thing I had to do was clean up the juices from the fruit that splattered on the floor and also on the walls. And that was just basically it. And just throw the stuff in a trash can, and it was easy peasy, basically. So I love that, and it was fun, and it was something that really relieved stress. So that is a bonus on top of bonuses. And let's not forget, I recommend this for new shooters who are skittish about owning a real gun. This will help you out tremendously, and it's not loud, so it's not going to scare you. Make sure you have eye protection on, and you too can use this inside your home to help with accuracy. And once you have gotten over your fear of having an air gun, then you can actually move up to owning a real semi-automatic handgun. So taters, let me know what you think. Do you think this will help new shooters get over their fear of real guns, or should they get over their fear, tough it out, and buy a real semi-automatic handgun anyway? Whatever you think, whether they should use this or actually get a real gun, let me know by leaving your comments below in the comments section box. And I would love to hear your opinion about this. And also, what do you recommend the use? Is there something I missed that you would recommend this air gun for? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Later, taters.